We continue with the unrest in Mozambique. We're now joined by Phumuzo Makwati. He's chairperson of the African United Borders Bus Truck Association. Good afternoon, Phumuzo. Thank you very much for joining us on the program. Now, the unrest that continues in Mozambique has impacted the movement of trucks the most. Trucks have been stationary. We just spoke to Border Management Authority confirming that indeed they're stationary. Just talk us through this impact. How exactly has it impacted just this industry?
Yeah, thanks, Mfunda, and the viewers at home and the listeners at home. Indeed, we warn about this ticking time bomb and the erupt violence in Mozambique. And we were not shocked by the Constitution Council Court declaring Frelimo Lido Chapo as a president. And we warn that deployment of soldiers, the police, the courts are going to be used as a tool to win election and suppress the voice of opposition parties by dictators and African leaders in the region. Sometimes go beyond brutality and assassination due to the greed of power. What's happening is affecting our industry, and is the same method of operandi even in Zimbabwe during election. The same method of operandi. They do the same to deploy the soldiers, army, to suppress the voice of the opposition parties. That's why we are calling to say President Mnangagwa and SADC chair, he must step aside or to step down, because the damage he caused to the SADC region is huge. And we want to ask who elected him, because everywhere, even in Zimbabwe, there is a crisis, because if you are a leader, you must be an example. That's why we are very worried, because the opposition parties in Mozambique, the issue is stages of protests ranging from the V6, V8, V12 table protest stage. And so far, we are also very worried because the threat of some of the prisoners escaped, meaning that even our drivers now, we are scared that they are not protected. Even our assets is not protected in the Mozambique. And this type of situation, it is going to affect the SADC and also the South Africa economy, because the more denied freedom in Mozambique, prisoners, now they are out, it means it's going to contribute to the high crime here in South Africa. And so far there was a situation that some of the truckers, they were saying foreign nationals, including Mozambican and Zimbabwean, they are taking our jobs. So if maybe denied freedom in Mozambique, they are coming here illegal. Same applies to the Zimbabwean. They cross rivers, come to South Africa. That's why we are calling to say it is a time now that the chain of slavery, the abusers and the dictators, it must be broken. The dictators, it must come to an end. We as an African, we are suffering. Our industry, it is affected badly. And we want to send a message to the political parties here within the SADC region, who mostly celebrate the victory of dictators and abusers, where innocent people are being killed with a live ammunition as we speak. Because as you can see, it can speak on itself that people of Mozambique, they don't want Frelimo anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Phumuzo, when listening to you, some of the solutions you seek would need intervention that would be over an extended period of time. But in the immediate, what intervention do you seek as truckers right now? What could be done to make this process a bit easier? Because right now trucks are stationary, even though traffic is being diverted to Mananga port of entry, still you've got trucks that are not going in because on the other side they are being targeted. Cargo is targeted at this point.
Indeed, we requested the personal dialogue from the President of South Africa, Ramaphosa, and also the SADC chair, including the affected parties political parties led by the Venancio Mondlane to engage to find a permanent solution. That's
all right.
why we even
so President of Zimbabwe, Emmerson Mnangagwa, as SADC chair, you believe that he should be brought to the negotiating table to facilitate a conversation or dialogue between Venancio Mondlane, who is a presidential candidate that was pre the elections. Venancio must be at the negotiating table. And then you've got President Cyril Ramaphosa as a neighboring country within the SADC region to also be part of those conversations. And then who else within government must be part of those conversations? Is it President Filipe Nyusi or President-elect Daniel Chapo?
President Nyusi and Chapo must be part of that because we were very worried by the SADC chair. He was quiet. He attended the climate change in Baku with a huge 238 delegates from Zimbabwe. Where the people of Mozambique, even our industry, we were on the crisis. We ask ourselves a question to say, why he choose planting tree in Zimbabwe over the livelihoods of people of Mozambique, even our truckers? The question will be, what smoke, air pollution in Zimbabwe? What factory? Because people of Zimbabwe, they are all over here in South Africa.
All right, Phumudzo. So really the call right now is for dialogue, and this should possibly happen immediately. Thank you very much for joining us on the program. That's Chairperson of the African United Borders Truck Association, Phumudzo. They're speaking to us, Phumudzo Mokwati.